Welcome everybody to the next episode of Money Life and Gags with Harry and Mark. How are you, Harry?
Mark, I'm doing very well. How are you?
Very good, mate. Very good. It's amazing. The harder you work, the luckier you get in business, which applies to a lot of elements of life. And starting up especially when you're young, because you don't have a network generally when you're young.
You have nothing.
The fact it took you 7 years, that's commendable. That you had a number of potential white flag moments where I give up.
Yeah.
But you stuck through, and then you came out the other end and became really successful. So that's kudos to you.
I mean, I owe my success to Robin Dorbin. He passed away, I think, recently.
And
But
the second guy as well.
yeah, the second guy's passed away too.
But
Robin.
Robin.
Yeah. So the first guy didn't teach me anything about technical knowledge in the financial services industry because I was stuck in the office for 8 hours. So that's all I could do. But in his world, it's see the people. The second guy was all about me viewing what he was doing on a daily basis. So there's no magic to it. You just got to stick at it. I mean, I'm not too sure what your journey, in fact, what was your journey as a young man? Did you have similar struggles to myself, or did you find it easier?
No, I had a funny upbringing in the professional world. So I started life as an accountant, and I was probably Australia's worst accountant. I hated it and was not very good at it. But it was a passport to get into the world that I wanted. And so when I first entered the workforce, I started as an accountant and a financial controller, and because I was crap at it, I only lasted jobs for like maybe 18 months because it generally took that long for an employer to work out I was no good. And so I would leave before they had to make any calls on me, so that way.
But you actually, yes, that did you actually?
Well, yeah. But the one thing I'm good at is percepting when my crap becomes exposed, right?
Yeah.
I've got a good perception for that. And so I would just jump jobs all the time. And but the problem with that in living in the world of accountancy, if you're going for another job, you have to go a step up. Because if you're going sideways or down, everyone says, what are you doing? What, like, looks back. And so in the early days, I was building this career in accountancy, which I never wanted, going up and up and up and up. And then the pressure got a lot because I'm in roles that no way I was qualified, mentally and knowledge-wise. I was good at managing the teams and the people, but not the technical side of things because I didn't really go to uni properly. I was playing cards in uni when I was supposed to be in class. So
Did you win in cards?
yeah, absolutely.
Good. Well done. At least we got there.
Uni was good for that, and I got my Bachelor of Business for it at the end of it. But was I an expert in accounting? No, I was not. I didn't get the knowledge that you need. And so I got to a point where I had to make a change. Like, how far am I going to go? Am I going to become a CFO of a listed company and still not know what the hell I'm doing? And so I just took it upon myself to make a change. At that time, I don't know if you remember a number of pods ago, I told you I was also a day trader.
Yeah.
So I was day trading while I was employed to be an accountant.
Jeez.
And so that's why it was a recipe for disaster. And so through the day trading network that I was involved with and whatnot, I met Gary Kroll, who you know. And so that was meeting Gary was the sort of the opening for me to pivot my career. I always wanted to get into listed world, playing microcaps, all that sort of stuff. And that enabled me to switch out of accounting, and I got involved in stockbroking. And so Gary at the time was running a business called Deacon Financial Services Group. They bought a stockbroking firm, so he helped me get into that. And then that transformed my career. So like I was no longer in the world of accountancy and faking and baking. I was in my playground, getting involved with companies and investors and so forth. I didn't last too long in the stockbroking part because what I quickly realized is to make money in broking, you basically got to keep making recommendations for them to buy something and sell something else to fund that buy and so forth. So you make your money on the transaction commission, and that's in sync well with me because why am I going to make somebody sell a company where they should be holding it? So and if they don't sell it, I don't eat. So it's sort of counterproductive to the advice I wanted to give them to me eating. And so I got out of the actual transaction side of stockbroking and got involved in the corporate advisory side. And then that led to me getting involved with Paragon Cam and becoming an executive there. So my whole career changed on the back of that. So it's not the traditional way how you get involved in listed companies and so forth, but that was the eclectic way I went about it, which was more circumstantial rather than by design.
I'm just wondering, Mark, um, I don't think there is a traditional way to getting into any sort of industry. I think it just, well, it doesn't happen by chance. You've got to do something about it. Um, I've always maintained the approach, whatever you want to do, don't keep it a secret. Let people know. That doesn't mean that they're going to call you tomorrow morning because they know of someone who knows of someone that's going to open a door for you. But I always say to, in fact, I always say to myself, and then I say to other people, whatever you want to do, don't keep it a secret, because you don't know what's around the corner. The
I
fact
agree. Absolutely. And doesn't mean you have to like oversell yourself, but it's got to be known. It's got to be known. So like if you're after, growth in your business, mingle with people who also, I think we've mentioned in previous pods how you join these professional groups, for example. And so they're not the same business as yours, but they're other businesses. But you join those groups because you share networks, you share ideas, you share concepts. That's an example of let it be known what you want to do. You wouldn't join those groups just for no objective. You're joining those groups for development. Same in the business world. Like if you want to play in listed world, go play with people or get associated with people in listed world, which is what I did. And it's amazing how doors open. And then once they're open, just grab. And so I grabbed it and I was relentless in those early days. And I didn't care. I didn't let anybody stop me with that. So I've got so many people say you can't do this and you can't do that, and
yeah, I've had that as well. Yeah.
prove them all wrong. I don't really care for opinions. I don't have mentors. I don't have Yodas in my life. I'm just basically a bit of a lone wolf. If I have a belief in something, I'll just go for it.
You just go and do it. I guess if I have one regret when I was a young man, I mean, I know that now when I look back, um, I'd I should have made more of an effort to hang around positive people. I think going back, I was hanging around with bloody negativity. I mean, I don't know anyone that's negative that's become successful. I actually don't, Mark.
I need batteries, mate. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So my message to everyone is, and it's hard. This is it hard to do this. Well, yes, it is, because if you're hanging around a group of people and you don't even know the effect that they have on your mindset. I mean, you have to be strong. I'm not saying you have to ignore people, but if you're gonna hang around negativity, like it or not, it's gonna affect your mindset. So one should make a determined effort to hang around more positive people, because I mean, this stuff works. The more you hang around with people that are positive and have a good outlook in life, the chances are that you're going to become successful as well.
I couldn't agree more. There's two things you should do: surround yourself with confident people,
Yep.
and you're surrounding yourself with people that are smarter than you in whatever fields they're involved with.
Yeah.
They don't have to be smarter than you in the areas your expertise, but they've got to be smarter than you in other areas. And so if you combine those two things, you'll succeed. But if you hang around dead weight, if you hang around people that everything's chicken little, and everything there, yeah, I don't believe in the word can't. I only believe in the word will or won't. So will you
Mm.
or won't you? Not you can't,
Yeah.
because there's no
Yeah.
can't.
That's a
Like
great attitude.
most things in life, it's your attitude that determines if you will or you won't, not the environment. Now, it all relative, like, am I going to become Prime Minister of Australia? No. So, I'm not going to go for something like that because I
Mm.
have no interest in that. But you've got to keep it real. But that doesn't mean you can't be ambitious.
Yes, yeah. You know, ambition is a strange word. It's one that everyone understands it, but in my journey, I think everyone starts off with ambition. It's a fine line, the ones who decide to back it up with action, even though they don't want to go through the crap. Um, I mean, I've been around for a long time, especially in the financial services industry, and I understand that the more you can think what I'm trying to say is that no matter, it doesn't have to be financial services, it could be accounting, you could be a CEO, it could be anything. The more crap that you know how to handle, doesn't mean that you're going to be successful at every single point in time, but the more stuff that you can handle, chances are at the other end, you will achieve success.